You've probably seen Polymarket and Kalshi all over your TV screens in 2026. These are two of the fastest growing companies in the entire world. Prediction markets have actually grown so much faster than even traditional sports betting did whenever it was introduced in the northern states and then spread throughout the entire country. In this video, I'm going to go over how you can consistently profit on both Kalshi and Polymarket. If you want free money, this is the video for you. If you want different strategies to be able to actually beat different prediction market traders across Kalshi and Polymarket, I'm going to give you the strategies that I use, the wallets I follow, and everything else. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video, guys. If you're new to the channel, my name is Hustle. This is In the Money. We give you everything you need to win across prediction markets, crypto, and more. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors down below in the description. So I'm going to be primarily looking between Kalshi and Polymarket in this video because they are the two biggest. There are other on-chain native prediction markets, but I think if you're looking for liquidity, you consistently want to get your orders filled. You can want, the consistent action and volume on your markets. This is where you're going to want to trade. So first and foremost, if you want $10 absolutely free, sign up with Kalshi down below. I think if you deposit 10 and trade $10, they will just give you $10 absolutely free. That link is down below in the description. And if you are not in the USA, because Kalshi is catered to the United States, I also have a Polymarket link down below. So pick your poison. If you're outside the US, you're probably going to want to go with Polymarket. If you're inside the US and you want something regulated, Kalshi is probably for you. Regardless, they offer more or less the same markets, the same offerings. The liquidity is super deep on both of them, especially for mainstream markets. You can just see here the amount of money flowing in on this France versus Spain game this afternoon. So, I mean, liquidity is plentiful. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. I think that one of these things that people get caught up in prediction markets is you open up the dashboard here and there's just so much going on. I mean, should I trade politics, elections, who's going to be the Republican presidential nominee, which company has the top AI models? Like, there's so many different things you can get caught up in here. But one thing I've preached, I think, on literally every single tutorial that I've done on this channel, as far as prediction markets, is find a niche and stick to it. There is no reason you should be going tech and science, culture, economics, sports, etc. Like, you should stick to one or two niches at max, and then actually, hammer down, become an expert in those. And then from there, you can actually, become profitable in those sectors. So for me, the ones that I find the most profitable are the two things that I pay attention the most: sports and crypto. You go to the crypto markets, you can trade these little short-term markets. I don't really like to do that. I like to do the pre-market stuff, or will a coin reach this price this year, or whatever the case is. And then on sports, like, I am one of the biggest, sports fans, followers. I've been sports betting for over 10 years at this point in time. So this has been something where I've found a lot of success. And if you follow my Twitter or anything like that, you've seen where I post picks there. And we really do consistently profit across the sports markets. So I really try to stick to these. And for me, like, I try to stick to basketball, American football, soccer. I think those three are my best. And then esports. Esports have been an absolute home run for me so far. And for the World Cup, we had a couple strategy videos. These have absolutely cooked. For example, like teams to advance. Betting the regulation line has kind of been 50-50. A lot of these games have gone to added time. Even Argentina versus Switzerland last week. Like, a lot of people got burned because they took Argentina in the match and just simply got burned because it went to extra time. But Argentina to advance was the profitable play. So knowing your way around these markets is everything. So for today, for example, you have France versus Spain. But if you actually look at the game lines during regulation, there is the option for a tie. So you want to try to avoid the risk on some of these things. Like, for me, I think the only ways to play today's game would be France, yes, on advancing, and then regular time, no, on Spain. I think that's a big brain play, because I think it either is going to be a tie or France wins. And either way, you win on that proposition of saying no, in regular time, Spain is not going to win. So these are some examples of the markets you can play on a soccer game, for example. And the ones that I like to utilize the most are goal totals winner, loser, or draw, yeses or nos. And then in the World Cup have been absolutely to advance. But these are examples of some of the offerings across these markets. So number one is pick your niche and stick to it. And number two is just have a strategy. When you come in and you look at a Polymarket offering, let's go England, Argentina, know your way around, like know what everything means, regulation time. You lose if England ties. But if you actually go England to advance, you would win that selection just so long as they make the final. Goal totals only count in regulation. So a lot of these things become tricky. So know your way around, learn these markets. And whenever you come into a market, know exactly what you're looking for. Number two is don't feel afraid to go look at the leaderboards and see what these big players are doing. You can come in and see here, for example, this one here, Break the Bank. This is one I've actually followed quite a bit. Following smart money works on Kalshi and on Polymarket. You can just come in here, look at the Polymarket leaderboards, because the most people on Kalshi don't have their trades public. But if you look here, Break the Bank, his total P&L is $2.8 million. And if you actually look at his positions and his activities, he's not a bot. Sometimes he does play arbitrage, but this is definitely human activity. Whereas you can actually go through here and see, for example, there is a wallet out there, RN1. This is by far and away a bot. This guy's up $11.2 million. Right now, he has like 15 pages of open positions. This is a trading bot. I would highly recommend not to follow or copy trade bots. I would actually prefer to copy trade human activity, just because these bots are so fast and efficient. You're not going to be able to catch up with that activity. So for me, the only way I would do it as far as copy trading is actually looking into the wallets that are humans and not bots. Okay, that's above else. So find your own edge, understand these markets, come in here and understand, okay, my edge is in American football and soccer. I'm going to just stick to those markets. Don't try to come in here and bet golf markets if you are, nothing about golf. But the Masters is on this weekend. Okay, if you want to have a consistent, profitable edge, you stick to the markets that you have expertise in. Number three is use apps that actually cater to this. So for example, share.xyz. I'll leave the link down below. I am not partnered with Share at all. It's just by far the best mobile trading app for Polymarket. You can use this from anywhere in the world. You can deposit, you can connect your own Polymarket account so you can continue to actually earn rewards towards your future Polymarket airdrop. But you can see here, you can see your positions, you can live trade, you can open up the bettors on each position and see who's on these. You can click into their profile, see if they're profitable. You can actually set notifications for top traders and see, okay, this guy just went in for $5,000 on the Los Angeles Lakers. And if you want to copy trade that, you can copy trade it in an instant. So these are some of the best tools to be able to give you an edge. My biggest thing is follow smart money. They know what they're doing. These guys on this Polymarket leaderboard are absolutely crushing. And there's no reason why you should feel above going to look at some of these wallets and seeing where the smart money trail is leading. That's number one, first and foremost. And you can learn a lot by studying these wallets. This is how you can become a profitable Polymarket or Kalshi trader, by seeing their tendencies. What are they looking at? Okay, this result happened. Go back test a little bit. Like, what happened during this match? I thought the opposite, but this smart money wallet nailed it. What happened? You can kind of see their trading patterns and see where these people get their edge. And then you can utilize applications like Share to actually get notified and be able to copy trade this for, any trader you want. You just add them. It notifies you. You click one button, copy trade. You put in how much you want to copy trade, and then boom, you're set up to go with one of the best apps on Polymarket. So whether you use Kalshi or whether you use Polymarket, there's edges to be had across the board. And you can just copy Polymarket traders right onto Kalshi. You just got to manually go over to Kalshi and place those trades. And then last but not least, after copy trading, utilizing, some of these apps to get the fastest execution and figuring out your niche and really becoming an expert in that and not varying. Prediction market trading takes a lot of discipline. That's one thing. And this is just the psychological side. Don't chase, be disciplined. Don't deposit $100 and risk $100 on your first pick, or, whatever the case is. Bankroll management is key. Discipline is key. If you lose a pick, don't feel like you have to go make it up immediately. This is trading at the end of the day. This is the exact same as trading margin, leverage, day trading, whatever the case is. So don't give in to the tropes of, oh, I lost, I have to go make it back right now. That's how you're going to burn down your bankroll. A lot of this stuff is discipline. Study these wallets, become an expert in a few things, and just hammer that down. I know on Kalshi, for example, if you go over to Kalshi, the mentions markets. I know guys that have made $1 million on mention markets, but they don't trade anything else. They'll gladly tell you they suck at every other market but these. So at the end of the day, you have to be disciplined, stick to what you know, and that's how you're going to win long term. So that is a little bit of a quick, that's really what goes into my psyche, my process. I'll study a game, using ESPN, FOTMob for soccer, OddsShark, or use some of these other aggregators that show you a bunch of data. Study the matches, come in here, look at the markets, see where the edge seems to be based on the stats and what you can find. Go compare that to your Polymarket leaderboard, see where the smart money is, utilize stuff like share to be able to see, okay, these big wallets on the betters tab are going in at size on the New York Knicks right now. I want to tail that position. And then you can make your own thesis from there. But don't be afraid to look at other wallets out there and try to study what they're doing, because that's what the best traders in the world are doing. You should implement that into your strategy. So a little bit more of a psychological video today, because I think that people overlook how much that matters. Okay. Like if you deposit and you risk it all and you lose, it's a bad feeling. You're going to redeposit and you're chasing. You never want to be in a position like that. You want to set criterias. I'm going to do $50 per play, and I have $1,000 bankroll. So you're risking 5%. Over the long term, if you have an edge, you will be profitable. You'll scale that up. You can start risking more as your bankroll grows. But I think a lot of people get caught up in, how do I win all these different markets? I'm having trouble doing that. Well, I think also it comes to mindset as well. So I gave you some of the tools and the trackers that I use, the apps that I use to stay ahead of the curve, where I find my edges, but also some of the disciplinary stuff that I think has to be mentioned when you are trading Polymarket or Kalshi and looking to be profitable, guys. So like I said, if you want $10 for free, down below, there is a Kalshi link. If you want to sign up for Polymarket, we have you covered as well. If you want to sign up for the Share app, we have you covered down below. So we will see you guys on tomorrow's video. As always, like the video, subscribe, trade responsibly, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.